In working at the hospice house, you basically have this row of closed doors and you really never know what's on the other side of it. So you have to approach it with an open spirit and the hope that you are going to do the best you can in the moment. Hopefully know the exact songs that your patients are requesting. I'm going to share a story with you where I actually didn't know the song the day of, but came back and learned it. I had the pleasure of meeting this family, this couple that had found each other later in life. They were each other's one true loves. They were both in their 50s. And 2 years later, the husband got diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. And they found that their story was really going to be about the resiliency of love and seeing the person you love through to the very end, the unconditionality of love. They were a very open family, open to discussing all of these topics at end of life. As a music therapist in hospice care, you use music to sort of oil these reservoirs of communication. Sometimes it can be so hard to talk about what's happening in the moment, but when you meet this situation with a song, it just helps everything flow in a way that it wouldn't otherwise. And that was the case with this family. We started playing music that this Canadian man had specifically asked for. He wanted really Canadian artists, so we played a lot of music from Canada. He started reviewing his life and how much they loved each other. And I said, what's a song that would really honor the love that you have between you? And they said, well, our wedding song that we just danced to was Anne Murray, Could I Have This Dance for the Rest of My Life? And they're like, do you know it? And of course I think, okay, I know a bunch of other Anne Murray songs, but I don't know that one. And I'm not going to go to the next one. I want to learn this and I want to do it justice. So I said, would you mind if I came back tomorrow and we did this song together? And they said, absolutely. It's risky in hospice to think of the next day because you never know what will happen. A person that's sitting upright and talking with you or even walking, the next day they might be in a lowered state of consciousness. But I thought, oh gosh, I just hope that I can go home and learn this and then tomorrow we can share this together. So I learned this song. I showed up the next day and it had just happened that this person I'm talking, the patient's son, had flown out to say goodbye to his father, and he had a lot on the son had a lot on his mind that he really wanted to say. He wanted to apologize for some things. He wanted to share how much he loved his dad. He had a lot of things that he wanted to talk about. But he showed up the next day. I showed up the next day, and just as we were saying, the patient was in a lowered state of consciousness. He hadn't been awake all day. He really wasn't responsive. And so I thought, well, maybe if it's all right with the patient's wife, we can still sing the song and hold his hand and be with him. And that's what they wanted. So we began singing this particular song. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? Would you be my partner every night? When we're together, it feels so right. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life? So we started singing this, and we went through the chorus and the first verse, and then on the second chorus, the patient opens his eyes and he starts singing along and mouthing along with the words. And it's just one of those moments that you can't anticipate really, you can hope for. And We know that music has the ability to excite our neurology even at the very end. It has the ability to reach the healthy parts of us even on our last few days. And it was one of those moments, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. It was one of those moments where the timing was just right and we were able to walk through that door together. The patient began singing the song. He had tears in his eyes. His wife had tears in her eyes. And afterwards, he started talking about the wedding and the dancing and how that song just so typifies the relationship that he has. And the son ended up telling me later, he wrote a quote, and he shared that he was able to have that conversation that he wanted to have with his dad. And that's what provided him the closure that he so needed, but might not have gotten otherwise. So leave it to music to reach you and to help things happen when they most need to happen.